guys, Vegan Mommy D here. So welcome back to the channel. Thanks again for being here. This week's video is going to be another Dr. McDougall inspired video. I just feel so amazing when I'm on the McDougall plan. So that's pretty much how I've been eating permanently now. And I'm just able to feel like I have a lot more energy and my weight is not bouncing up and down like it normally does. Working 12-hour shifts I think also messes with my body, so I have been like fluctuating. There's like this 10 pounds that will come and go depending on what's happening in my life, and I don't think I'm sleeping properly. There are many factors, but since I've implemented the Dr. McDougall plan, I haven't had that. So I've like either stayed at like where I'm supposed to be, or I've even dropped a few pounds, which is also fantastic. I'm not looking to lose a significant amount of weight right now, but if I do lose a few pounds, then I'm good with that. So why do I love the Dr. McDougall diet? There are so many reasons, and I've talked about it in other videos, so do go back and look at some of those videos, and that way you can kind of get a better idea, because I explain things more in depth, and I also talk about the Mary's Mini, which is Dr. McDougall's wife. It's like a short little diet that she put together just to give people kind of like a head start on their weight loss, or if they're having a lot of digestion issues, a lot of bloating. A lot of people turn to the Mary's Mini because it helps them with these issues. But everybody's different. It's worked for me and many people that I know. Doesn't mean it's for sure going to work for you, but I think there's a pretty good chance. There's also a lot of wonderful groups on Facebook, so you might want to take a peek at the groups available. And I just feel like there's such a wealth of knowledge and resources there because people have been doing it for so long. So while on the McDougall diet, you're eating whole foods in their natural state, but it does allow for you to have minimally processed items like cereals. He still allows that. Pasta is still allowed on the Starch Solution. That's what makes it so easy, because there are so many options available that you never go hungry. You're always eating very large amounts of food, but it's the way you're eating that matters. Like, it's oil free. So you are allowed to have beans and legumes on this diet as well, whereas the Mary's Mini, you don't have any of that. You just have your starch and your veggies. But again, that's just a very short-term thing. It's not a long-term diet to be doing, and the McDougall diet kind of encompasses all the things that you should be incorporating in your diet to have it at its optimal state, basically. So you are allowed to have legumes and you are allowed to have beans. So what else are you having on the McDougall diet? You are having lots of fruits and veggies. Then when it comes to veggies, it's like unlimited. You're eating tons of like non-starchy vegetables, and you're pairing that with a starch. And remember, it's oil free, so you're not adding any condiments or anything with oil in it. So you're cutting down your calories significantly just by that one change, because 1 tablespoon of olive oil, or any oil pretty much, is at least 120 calories. Some of them can be slightly higher, but it's about 120 calories for 1 tablespoon of oil. So when you think about how you're cooking, how many tablespoons of oil are you actually using in your cooking? So how many more extra calories are you incorporating in your meal?
So to make these 2 simple meals, you're just going to need a few ingredients: potatoes, black beans, kale, whatever veggies you have on hand, and whatever seasonings you prefer to use. These are the ones that I prefer to use, but you can use whatever you have and whatever you prefer. I use paprika, and I use garlic powder and then chili powder as well. This is the combination that I prefer to make this bean spread, but you can use whatever you have. Like I said, it will still work perfectly. So I just have my black beans, and I rinse 2 cans out, and now I'm just going to pop them into my processor, and I'm going to add all the rest of the ingredients in. Next is going to come the seasonings. And again, you're going to add the amounts that you prefer. I suggest you add in what you think is enough. I would usually go with like a tablespoon of each to start with. And then from there, after you blend everything, taste it and see if it needs more seasoning, and add more later. It's easier to add more later than to add too much in the beginning, because then it's just going to be too spicy, or the flavors are just not going to be on point and you're not going to want to eat it. So add a little bit and then go back later and then re-season it. guys saw in the beginning of the video, I just went outside and cut my kale from my own garden, but you just need 3 big leaves. So I'm not sure, I don't really buy it in the store. I don't know if that means it's like one bunch, because I have 3 like really big leaves from my garden. So just, eyeball that, whatever you think is a good amount. If you're not a huge kale fan, maybe put less in if you would prefer it that way. But I love the kale, and I think it adds a lot of flavor, and it's just so healthy. So I like to add, any greens would be great to add in this spread, but kale I really love. So I'm also going to add 1 tomato into this, and then it's all going to get mixed up with, of course, lemon. I started with half a lemon, but then I did use the other half, so I suggest using 1 whole lemon, and this was like a medium-sized lemon. It wasn't a very big lemon. Just going to pulse that, process it pretty well. My processor is not the strongest, so it doesn't, come out like, you can still see a little bit of the kale, which I kind of like having that, you can see the kale in it. But if it bothers you, process it more, and that way you won't see it at all, and it'll just look like black beans. I add a little bit of sriracha as well, just because I like it to be a little bit spicier, and I like how the sriracha makes it taste. So that's what I did, but again, add whatever you want to. For my first recipe, that's a quick and easy lunch. It's just the air fries. I'm going to have the bean dip on the side with a little bit of sugar-free ketchup. And then I'm going to have a bell pepper and some mixed veggies that were just made sauteed in water. So you guys know me, I like things really simple and really easy. So something like this is just super fast for me to whip up, and it keeps my nutrition on point. I don't have to worry about going off plan and eating things that are too high in calories and all the guilt associated with that. I think we all, deserve those meals that are, more rich and fancier when you're eating out, but I think it's best to always eat as healthy as possible when you're at home, and save those splurge days for when you're out. So I feel good about having stuff like this at home, and it's very, very inexpensive. Like potatoes are inexpensive, beans in a can are inexpensive. These are really cheap meals to make, and especially now with things, as tough as they are with Corona happening, I think anywhere where we can save money is a win overall. So why not make a meal like this, feel good, feel energized, feel healthy, and save so much money at the same time? This spread I usually keep for about 3 to 5 days in the fridge, and it's perfectly fine. I just keep it in an airtight container, and that way anytime you want it, you just go and grab it, and it's already ready for you. So what I'm going to do is use the kale leaves as the wrap. I'm going to place my potatoes on there, and then I'm also going to add some of the black bean spread, and it's going to go on top, and then I'm just going to roll them up. It's super easy, and it tastes so good. This is probably one of my favorite things to eat. So nutritious, and it's so low in calorie density. You can eat a lot of these and be super, super full, and it's completely guilt-free. So that's it, guys. Super easy and super healthy, just like always. I hope you enjoyed these quick little recipes, and I hope that they helped you on your Starch Solution diet, or if you just want, a few healthy recipes on hand, that way you can make in a pinch. I hope these were helpful to you, and thanks again to all the new subscribers. I appreciate all of you. Thank you so much. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel, and that way you don't miss any upcoming videos. And please don't forget to check out this amazing book by Dr. McDougall, The Starch Solution, if you haven't read it already. Thanks so much for watching, guys.